I'm Jack Inman, founder of Christian Cities Legal Services. We're a law firm that specializes in real estate closings. Today I wanted to talk about what you as a realtor should know when you're buying or selling a property that's tenant occupied. So we're going to address the two types of tenancies that you'll frequently encounter and what you need to know about each one. So first off, if you're selling a property or if you're buying a property and it's got a tenant in place that has a lease, that's called a periodic tenancy. And in those situations, the buyer has to honor the existing lease. Now, the reason for that is called privity of estate, but we're not going to get into that. All you need to know is that you as the new buyer have to honor the terms of the lease. So if that tenant has 6 months left on their lease, you have to keep them for 6 months, assuming they're paying rent and following all the other obligations in the lease. Now, second type of lease is called a tenancy at will, also called a month-to-month tenancy. Now, in these situations, that's where the tenant either did not have a lease to begin with, or they had a lease and it expired. So here, you can terminate their tenancy at any point. So if you buy the property, you can terminate their tenancy on day one, but you have to give the tenant proper notice. And proper notice is 1 full calendar month's worth of notice. If you give them that notice, then they have that month to stay, but when that month ends, they have to move out. And if they don't move out, you can file an eviction and force them out. Now also keep in mind they do have to pay rent. So if you give them 1 month's notice and then they stop paying rent, then you can get them out faster. Typically, you only have to wait 14 days. So I hope that's helpful. Just keep in mind there are two types of tenancies. One is when there's a valid lease in place. Secondly is when there is no lease. But in either case, the tenant does have rights, and so you have to honor the type of tenancy that tenant has. Now, if you have a unique situation or any questions, you can always reach out to us at Legal Services. I will be happy to answer any questions you have.